Good morning, boys and girls. It's good to be back with you again. We've had some beautiful weather, and we've talked about some weather, we've talked about some rain. Today I thought one thing we haven't talked very much about is night. And you know, night can be pretty special. Sometimes we think the darkness, and it may scare us, and we don't want things to be dark. But did you know there's a lot of things that happen at night? And there's a whole group of animals that are out at night. They're called nocturnal animals, and we've talked about this before. So today we're going to read about some of the things that happen at night. But first of all, there was one other thing I wanted to ask you. Do you remember we've talked about our world and how our world is round and that we have people that live all over this world. This is called a globe, and it's shaped, although it's very, very small, because our world is great big. And we have a sun up in the sky that is there during the day, and that's what gives us all the light during the day. And then at night we have the moon, but the moon doesn't give us a lot of light. And the stars are up in the sky, and they give us a little bit of light. Now, I want to show you, and this is just kind of a pretend thing, but I want you to listen and pay attention. If we pretend that my big flashlight here is the sun, it shines. See how it shines on the earth? And if I get up and go further away, it shines all over one side. Well, while it's shining on one side, we don't realize it, but our earth is moving very slowly. So if the sun is shining on this side, we don't have any sun over here, and it's dark, it's nighttime. So as our earth turns around very slowly, we have the sun on one side and the dark. So if I'd say we have day on one side and night on the other side. So when we're having daytime, somebody else on the other side of the earth is having nighttime. So let's see what we have to talk about for night. And the other thing that we have is we have people that live in cities where there's not much grass, and there's concrete and lots of houses and big buildings. And then we have people that live out in the country. Sometimes it's a farm, sometimes it's just somebody that lives out in the country and they have lots of property. Maybe it's not a farm, it's just out in the country. So what our story is, it's going to be night in the country. And we're going to find out some things that happen when it's dark and it's nighttime in the country. Now remember, Mrs. Deitz has to read first, because she can't see very well when she turns it around. So she's going to read you the story and then show you the pictures. There is no night so dark, so black as night in the country. Do you know why it's darker in the country? Well, there's fewer houses, so there's fewer lights. And there's also no street lights and not as many cars. So because of all of that, it makes it darker in the country. In little houses, people lie sleeping and dreaming about daytime things, while outside in the fields and by the rivers and deep in the trees, there is only night and nighttime things. See how our pictures are kind of dark? Because it's night. And this night sky doesn't seem to have any stars in it, does it? Maybe we'll see some stars later on. Oh, look what Mrs. Deitz saw down here in the corner. You see the moon? And the moon's going to come up like this in the sky. There are owls. Great owls with marble eyes who swoop among the trees and who are not afraid of night in the country. They are night birds. Can you see the owl? Here's one. We've got some owls. There are frogs. Night frogs who sing songs for you every night. Night songs. See the frogs hiding? And they sing at night. They make a noise and you can hear them. If you're camping or if you live in the country, you can hear the frogs going, roo, roo, roo. They make a different noise. And if you are one of those people in one of those little houses, and if you cannot sleep, you will hear the sounds of night in the country all around you. And we have a kitty cat that can't sleep. And he's looking out the window. Do you think he's hearing lots of different sounds in the country? So we have owls, we have frogs. Outside, the dog's chain clinks as he gets up for a drink of water. Far over the hill, you hear someone open and close a creaking screen door. You wonder who is up so late. So because there are less sounds in the country from automobiles and people walking and talking outside, you hear different sounds. You hear chains. That the doggy has a chain on him, and the chain makes a noise. And then we can see the wind going through the grass. Lots of different noise in the country. And did you see that moon is coming up a little bit? See that moon coming up? And if you lie very still, you may hear an apple fall from the tree in the backyard. Listen, do you think that you could hear an apple fall from the tree and hit the grass? Listen at night and see what sounds you can hear. It would make a gentle noise like a bump, just a nice little noise. See here, when it fell down? And it would make just a little noise. But if you're real still, you can hear it. Later, the rabbits will patter into your yard and eat pieces of your fallen apples, but only when they think you are asleep. When the apple falls, it may break, and rabbits or other little animals may come into your yard and eat it when you're sound asleep. Mrs. Deitz knows that she has some rabbits. She doesn't have any apples, but sometimes the rabbits come in the yard and eat the flowers at night when everybody's asleep. And all around you on a night in the country are the groans and the thumps and the squeaks that houses make when they are trying, like you are, to sleep. See here? Inside the house, Mrs. Deitz hears her pipes with the heat in it going clank at night and making a noise. And she hears the refrigerator turning off and on. So there's different noises that we hear at night that we don't even pay any attention to during the day. Outside, A raccoon mother licks her babies. Now, do you remember the story about the raccoon and the baby went to school at night because they were nocturnal animals? Well, raccoons are out during the night. Here's Mama Raccoon and all of her babies. And Mama Raccoon will go around and try to find some food for those babies at night. A cow nuzzles her calf. An old pig rolls over in the barn. See the cow over here with her calf? And here's the pig that just rolled over. So things are happening in the barn. The animals are awake and they're doing things in the barn at night. Towards morning, one small bird will be the first to tell everyone that night in the country is nearly over. See the bird, and you know what the bird does? The bird sings its song in the morning. See where it's getting light? This is called the horizon, and we see the light coming up. And the sun will rise again. When Mrs. Deitz gets up at night sometimes and it's still dark, but it's almost morning, she has a bird serenade. She can hear lots of birds singing, and she loves that. She loves to hear the birds singing. The owls will go to sleep. The frogs will grow quiet. The rabbits will run away. Why is that happening? Why are the rabbits running away and the owls becoming very quiet? Because what's happening? The light is coming up. And now we have another day, and we have sun on our side of the world. Then they will spend a day in the country listening to you. Do you make your noises and your sounds during the day? So now we have daytime, and everybody, what are some of the things that you do in the day? You go to school, people go to work, the cars are running on the road. So there's lots of different noises during the day. When you go to bed tonight, boys and girls, I want you to be very quiet and listen and see what sounds are going on in the night. You have a good day, and Mrs. Deitz will see you again. Goodbye.